Hello. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Hello. Can anybody hear me? I can see Cal, but he's on silent mode and I can't hear anything. Okay. I was, but I was just testing to see if my sound works. Woohoo! Okay. 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 Nobody's on anyway right now, I don't think so. Okay. Okay. We're just waiting for our communications assistants to join us in a few minutes. So I'm just going to put my mic on mute too for a minute. Okay. Okay, I got my food. I'm not sure.
Here you are.
Oh,
In the main boardroom.
good afternoon. Okay, so I see we are live. So I have a few pages going just for my own viewing pleasure. I see through our MKO page that the stream is live, so that's pretty cool. Everything looks like it's ready to go. And I guess I'll start off just by saying hello to everybody and thank you for joining us today on April 12th. And today is our live launch of our vaccine game called the Vaccine Quest. So the Vaccine Quest game is a learning application that we developed along with Project Whitecard. They are a gaming company based out of Winnipeg, and the Vaccine Quest came to be born as part of this vaccine project. So over the summer months, a part of our project was going out into the communities and conducting some community engagements to get some feedback from the members on what they'd like to learn more on when it comes to vaccines. So kind of coming out of the pandemic, we've always really encouraged people to get vaccinated to protect our families and to protect our communities. So when we went back to the communities to ask them what they'd like to learn more about, a lot of them wanted to know how they were made. And a lot of that, and we did get some folks too that didn't really trust the vaccine. So a big part of the vaccine project in itself was to help increase the trust in vaccines. So a part of the project helped us understand what they'd like to learn more about. So this is how we came up in this game, development of this game is we put together all that information from the community engagements and we turned it into an awesome game. And it's pretty neat because another thing that we've seen that came out strongly in our community engagements were the family value. And when we asked people in their surveys about what made them get vaccinated in the first place, and a lot of people said, oh, because I wanted to visit my cuckoo in the care home, or I wanted to protect my community, I wanted to protect my family. So we heard that throughout the surveys and throughout the communities, and we visited 5 communities throughout the summer as a part of the project. And the project was a very short project, pandemic related. So we wish we could have visited all of the communities, but we were able to visit 5 of them, and I'll share with you which communities they were. So we did have Fox Lake Cree Nation participate, Mississippiwistic Cree Nation participate. We had a Pasquiac Cree Nation participate, Tatasquiac Cree Nation participate, and War Lake First Nation participate as well. So today we extended the invite for the game launch for today to all of the members of MKO, but we've also wanted to make sure that the participating communities and the engagement also join us today. So we should have we have 4 communities that have confirmed to participate for today, and we also have Shamata as well, who will also be joining us. So each of those communities provided some unique perspectives on the importance of vaccines in their communities, and some of the questions we asked as well along the way were if they used certain traditional medicines when they were sick throughout the pandemic. So it was really interesting to see that some of the communities relied on we guess more. Some of them use skunk juice, some of them use bear root. So it was important for us to record what kind of medicines were used as well. So it was really neat. And one of the I'm going to share a story with you in my community engagement with Mississippiistic over the summer. I went there during their treaty days, and they were such a great community. They just welcomed me so warmly and nicely, and it was fun. It was a fun day because they had their treaty day games, and I had my vaccine booth with the MKO canopy, and I had my big megaphone. So it was really fun. I ended up helping them facilitate some games and make some announcements. I almost felt like their MC for the day, and it was really fun. So my work along this project, I was able to make it fun and engaging for the people that I've met from all of the communities. So it was really great. But one of the ladies that I spoke to, when I asked her, she was an elder, and I was helping her fill the survey out, and I was asking her the questions, and I asked her if she trusted the vaccines, and her response was, it still resonates with me to this day. She said, "Of course I do. I'm 80 years old and I'm still here." And it was such a powerful statement that she had made. It stuck with me through all of my visits through these communities. And I was also a part of a vaccine Indigenous sharing circle across Canada, because this is not the only Indigenous vaccine project that's around. There are other vaccine-led or Indigenous-led vaccine projects across Canada, and I was a part of a sharing circle where we talked about some of the challenges and successes in these projects, trying to help people understand the vaccines and to help people um, to gain more trust in them. And I shared that story with our sharing circle, and they actually used that quote into the work that we did as a framework. So I thought that was so neat. And MKO is such a great organization that does great work in the promoting of all of its services that they can. So that's one story I want to share with you guys. Um, Another community I went to was a Pasquayac Cree Nation, and it was during their treaty days as well, and that was so fun. And I actually even got to participate in some of their games, and I had so much fun. I had a lot of fun doing door prizes for people that came out to fill out our surveys. And we all know surveys aren't really fun to fill out in the first place. So I just did the best I could to make it fun, and it was fun at the end of the day. So once we did all those engagements, we started looking at the data, and my supervisor, Brenda Wood, she and also the doctors, the medical doctors that we have on our project team was, we asked ourselves, we asked each other, like, how do you see a vaccine toolkit looking like? And, is it going to be 10 pages? Is it going to be 25, 50? So at the end of the day, we all just kind of came to agreement that, we didn't want our toolkit to be another binder that sits on a desk collecting dust. Nobody wants to read pages and pages of, especially health um, language that a lot of people might not be able to understand. So we started looking at other ways that we can share back information that the community members wanted to know about. So this is how we came up with the game concept. And it just came out so beautifully, and it was such a fast moving project. We found this amazing company called Project Whitecard, and we also base some of the characters on one of the characters is actually based on Dr. Barry LaValle. As many of you will know who he is. You will see him in our game. We also have some of our own staff that play voices of the characters in the game. So One of them is Greg Fontaine, and we also have Glenn, who also shares the Dene language in the game, and Greg shares the Cree language. So again, what we've seen through the data is people wanted to, to have some language aspect in there. They wanted to see the culture. They wanted to make sure that the family values are represented. So we combined all of those and made it into a game. It's pretty neat. I actually played it. It took me a little longer to complete the mission, but I'm not a gaming person, so I hope that whoever is joining us are able to um, try the game out. And we also have a VR chat room. It's like it's a powwow. You can mingle around in there and you can actually talk to people in there. And yeah, so that's a little bit about in a nutshell of how this game came to be. So it maybe Cal could join me and sharing a little bit with me on what he'd like to share about this whole game experience. Join me and sharing a little bit with me on what he'd like to share about this whole game experience. Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna check my controls here to make sure that, thank you. Hold on a minute, we just gotta make sure we're on. Okay, I'm just gonna check my controls here to make sure that, hold on a minute, we just gotta make sure we're on. I could hear you, Cal. What about now? How's the sound now, Candace? I could hear you, Cal. What about now? How's the sound now, Candace? Okay, so Candace can hear me, but she can't hear Cal. Can you do another test? Okay, so Candace can hear me, but she can't hear Cal. Can you do another test? Okay, so Candace can hear me. So while Cal is
How's
testing the
this?
sound.
So apparently you couldn't hear me, but I've added myself as a. So we did
So
two
while
dry
while
runs,
Cal is
but now you should be able to hear
testing the
me.
sound. Okay, hold
So
on.
apparently you couldn't
Double
hear me, but
checking.
I've added myself as a. So we did two dry runs, but now you should be able to hear me.
Yes, okay. So did you want to repeat that in a nutshell
Sure,
again, Cal?
sure. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Cal Sharif. I'm the CEO of Project Whitecard,
Yes, okay.
and we're
So did you
excited
want
to
to
welcome you to the
repeat that
live
in a
lunch
nutshell again,
launch
Cal?
of Vaccine Quest. That was a Freudian slip. At lunchtime. We are incredibly proud to be working alongside MKO North in bringing this innovative and meaningful initiative to life. Our shared mission with MKO North in creating Vaccine Quest, which is a 2D game primarily that you can play online, is to promote truth about vaccines within the Indigenous communities of Manitoba. To accomplish this, we work with MKO North to develop an engaging 2D game that seamlessly weaves the art and wisdom of the seven grandfathers, some of the seven grandfathers, into the gameplay. It's been a long journey for Project Whitecard, but it's very exciting to have something that we can call a relic or an artifact, as we do with all the games. This is primarily why I love working with game technology to promote education and learning. We've been doing that for 17 years, but the very first project we did was actually called the Northern Lights Project, which I was invited artist in residence and work with Indigenous people in Banff to create a game about the Northern Lights and the meaning behind some of the animals. And I guess some of the animals, the way they were depicted, caught Roxanne's eye. And she called me. I was very excited to get that call because it's really nice to be able to work on a project like that again. They don't come along very often. So Vaccine Quest we're very honored to work with them, to work with MKO North on Vaccine Quest, and to create more animal depictions that are sacred to the Indigenous communities. So Vaccine Quest is accessible online. And again, the interactive experience aims to create awareness and understanding about the importance of vaccines. It empowers the Indigenous communities of Manitoba to make informed decisions about their health and well being by providing accurate information through a fun game. And it's a very culturally sensitive and entertaining format. We had meetings to discuss exactly how we would depict things, and we're very happy that MKO North trusted us with their message. So today we are celebrating the collaboration with Roxanne and all her peers, the creativity and dedication of everyone at Project Whitecard and at MKO North, and the voice actors that we have. One of the voice actors, actually the only person not from Manitoba, you may recognize his voice. He does Ancient Mysteries on NBC. So we hope that we make a lasting impact and support Indigenous communities across Manitoba and their journey towards better health and stronger futures. Thank you all for joining us in this live launch. Stay tuned for more updates and stories today, and certainly go play the game at tinyurl.com/vaccinequest. And remember, together, we are all creating a change in the communities in Manitoba. Thank you so much, MKO North, for this opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cal. That was so awesome. And thank you for being such an amazing game developer and making the process fun and making sure that we are kept in the loop along the way. And I don't have a gaming or strong computer background to begin with, but I feel like I'm very much involved in the game development process and every step along the way. So I think it was a really great outcome, and I hope that we have people that are playing right now. On the little screen here, you'll see that's how the characters look in the game. I'm going to ask Candace. Candace has, she does have access to get into the VR chat powwow. So, Candace, you want to take a walk around in there? Is there any people in there right now? She does have access to get into the VR chat powwow. Oh, she's in there. Wow. Candace, you want to take a walk around in there? Is there any people in there right now? Yeah, I see people in there. You want to chat to say hello to a few people? It appears she's stuck.
Candace might be, is she AFK? I see her. I see all these people over here. Let's just
I
run
see
around.
people too.
Hello.
Yep, I'm in the VR there room, Roxanne.
Hi. Oh, I heard Candace. There she is.
Oh, she's looking around.
There's Roxanne.
Is Candace sleeping in the game?
Oh, she's looking around.
Oh, she says it's delayed, so she can't. Okay.
I'm going to put a link in here so people can download the game from here.
Okay, but there are people in there. So this VR chat powwow is an extension of the game. It's not the game. It's just a place where people can kind of gather and check things out. Talk. They can talk to each other. Cal has also had meetings using this VR space. So just so that people know, the VR chat powwow is not the game, but it's an extension of the game. The game is on the left of our screen here. You'll see it says tinyurl.com vaccine quest. I'm not sure if I shared earlier, but I played the game and it took me about 20 minutes to complete.
That's about right.
But I'm not.
Yeah, you did pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'm not a gaming person, but it was neat to play, and I kept getting defeated by the mosquitoes at the beginning until I figured out how to use my powers in the game, but it was pretty neat. And then it teaches you along the way within the game how the vaccines are made. So that's what we wanted to see for people to experience in the game is it would answer some of those questions that people had asked us in the surveys and what they want to learn more about on vaccines.
So we'll leave everything running, and what I recommend to Roxanne and Kayla, who are on the line, is that you can put the links also directly on your Facebook page, and you can leave the video link. The video will archive, and then right after Roxanne and I sign off, which we're about to do, this video will archive, and then people can come and experience it all day long and tomorrow, and for the whole week they can come and visit the chat rooms, and we'll leave the chat room running for this virtual powwow. We'll leave it running, and then I'll put up the video in here as well. That's archived so they can hear the broadcast. There's a point in the video where Roxanne can hear me, but I can't. But nobody else could. But now you can hear me, so that's good.
I see we have Sean Yaremko from OCN, and she just made a comment. We have been listening as a group in OCN, and individuals will play at their desks. Thank you. Right on. Thank you for joining us, Sean.
You're very welcome.
It's so neat to see that you know how we can still manage to gather while we're in separate places. So thanks for taking the time and with your planning, Sean, and making it happen for Wapasquiac. Thank you.
So I guess we'll sign off now. Thank you very much for joining us on this live launch of Vaccine Quest from MKO North, developed with MKO North and Project Whitecard. And have a fantastic day and a fantastic week, and enjoy the beautiful weather. Don't forget to go outside today as well.